The man lay on the ground, watching the dog charge toward him. He quickly scrambled to his feet and grappled with the animal, for in that moment, each saw the other as nothing more than food. Fortunately, the man's weapon gave him the upper hand, but when he returned home with the dog's carcass, his father shoved him aside in anger. The dog had already undergone a fatal transformation in this toxic atmosphere. A dead animal had to be butchered immediately, or the poisonous gases in the air would contaminate its organs, rendering the meat inedible. The dog was now worthless as food. Still, in this apocalyptic world, fur retained its value. Father and son set out to sell the pelt, but the shop owner, armed and brazen, refused payment and sailed away with their goods. The man stood helplessly on the shore, watching the boat disappear. The next morning, intending to bid his father farewell before heading out to hunt, the man found him slumped motionless over his desk. Thinking he was asleep, the man waited. Only as night fell did he accept the truth: his father was dead. He felt no grief. His father had shown him nothing but beatings and curses. Yet he blamed the shop owner for the death. Beneath his father's body lay a notebook the old man had treasured and fiercely guarded. In the past, even a glance would earn a torrent of abuse. Now the man could finally examine it freely, only to discover he couldn't read. He tossed it aside and gulped with the body. Then he went to the shop, catching the owner off guard. He overpowered him and drowned him in the river. In the apocalypse, ruthlessness was the price of survival. After looting the shop, he took the boat and set out to find someone who could read his father's notebook. But he quickly learned how dark humanity had become. He went ashore briefly to scavenge for food. When he returned, the boat was gone, stolen, the rope cleanly cut. Stranded, he continued on foot until he came upon a house. Gun in hand, he approached cautiously, but the two men inside seemed to have been expecting him. They welcomed him warmly and had already prepared a lavish meal. At the mention of food, he lowered his guard. When he asked the older man to help decipher the notebook, the man agreed on the condition that he work for them. After a day's labor, the man read only a single page before claiming exhaustion. He promised to reveal more each day, as long as the stranger kept working. The trap became clear. The man began planning his escape. During his attempt, he discovered a woman locked in a cell. She'd been lured the same way, with food and slowly ensnared. Without hesitation, he decided to free her and flee together. But as they tried to leave, the two men discovered them. One of them held up the notebook, taunting him to reconsider. The man demanded it back. The captor refused and ordered him back to work. They fought. The larger man, using his size advantage, tossed him around like a toy until the man drew his weapon and killed. As he reached for the notebook, the second man echoed him to the ground. Just as he was about to die, the woman grabbed the weapon and saved him. Together, they staggered away, but their freedom was short-lived. The two men had been part of a gang that lured victims to feed their operation. Soon, the pair were dragged to an abandoned factory on an island. The hungry stares of those around them confirmed their fate. The man was locked in a cage. The woman's fate was predictable. Resigned, the man asked a bespectacled man to read the notebook. Seeing someone the same age as his own son, the spectacled man took the notebook, glanced at it, and walked out. That night, as he read the father's words, he realized for the first time the greatness of fatherhood. He went to the gang leader and pleaded for the young man's life. The leader refused outright and ordered him to execute the prisoner himself the next morning. At dawn, the bespectacled man came with a weapon. The young man braced for death,